Today, I will be showing you how to replace the game card slot and headphone jack in a Nintendo Switch. For this, all you're going to need is a screwdriver with 2 bits, Phillips 00 and Y00. I'm using an iFixit kit. I'll leave a link in the description below. Let's start with the 4 screws on the back that require the Y00. Next, I'll switch to my 00 Phillips bit, and that will be used for the remainder of the screws. The first screw with Phillips will be underneath the kickstand. Next, remove the screws from the rails. There's 1 screw on each side in each rail, and it's just the center screw that needs to be removed. Next, 2 screws on the bottom on either side of the USB-C port, and 1 screw on top next to the fan grill. Be very careful, these screws are tiny and very easy to strip. Now the back of the shell can be removed. There are small plastic tabs holding it together, so just be very careful. I like to pry up from the bottom. Now the board that houses the SD card slot needs to be removed. Start by removing the single screw that's on the left-hand side of the board. Next, remove the small black pad to expose the connector. This is just a surface mount connector, so the best thing you can do is just kind of pull up on the SD card board and just do it gently, but it should just come right off. Next, remove the metal shield. There are 6 total screws remaining after removing the SD card slot. Once all the screws are removed, the metal shield can come up. You will just need to pry from one side. There may be some resistance from thermal paste holding it down. Now remove the old game card slot and headphone jack. What you'll see here is 3 total screws and a ribbon cable, and then a surface mount connector. First, we're going to start by taking the screws out on this little plastic piece that holds on the headphone jack. Then I'm going to go ahead and remove the screw from the bottom of the board. And now I can go to this ribbon cable. And on the ribbon cable, there's going to be a little lock, and you just need to pop that lock back. And that's going to unlock that ribbon cable. Once that's unlocked, you can just remove the ribbon cable. And now with the surface mount connector, just kind of get underneath it and pop it off. And there we go. The old one's removed. To install the new game card slot, we're going to slot it in underneath the heat pipe. And then I'm going to go ahead and make sure that ribbon cable is out. And then I'm just going to try and line up this surface board connector. And how I'm going to do that is kind of push up from the bottom and then give downward pressure until you hear and feel the click into that connector. Next, I'm going to install all 3 screws. That's just going to give me more security for connecting the ribbon cable. To connect the ribbon cable, just kind of pull back on it and push it down into that connector. And then make sure you push down the locking mechanism. And I'm just going to use my finger to push down that mechanism. Now reinstall the metal shield. There'll be 7 total screws. 6 go directly into the shield and 1 goes to hold on the SD card slot. Next, install the SD card slot. For the surface mount connector, what you're going to do is line it up the best you can and then give down pressure with your finger very lightly until you feel and hear the click. You'll know it's connected because it won't be loose anymore. Once connected, go ahead and put the screw back in and the small black pad. Now the back shell can be put back on. Screw underneath the kickstand. Screws on either side in the rails. 1 screw on the top. 2 screws on the bottom. And the last 4 screws on the back that are your 00Y. And that's it, guys. That's everything put back together. I hope this video helped you. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.